The Ebro Rosenberg Show.
I'm like the person who gets broken up with him. I'm like, what happened?
She's not calling me anymore.
She's not calling me anymore. Why did you break up? Why is she blocking me? Yo, I didn't even know we was, man. Okay. Yes, Ebro Rosenberg, what's happening? Okay.
Hi.
Hello. Tourette's Gate is still going on.
We're going with Tourette's Gate, huh?
Well, I mean, it's definitely a fallout.
No, it's a gate. It's giving gate.
It's not giving gate.
It's giving gate.
Right.
It's giving gate. People breaking it down.
We also have the MAGAs going crazy over Newsom's, calling him a bigot. They're calling Gavin Newsom a bigot.
Well, we'll unpack the Gavin Newsom gate.
Just going gate with everything, huh? Newsom gate.
Listen, yesterday we didn't get into it. You know, my daughter was on ESPN. Well, the ESPN app, let's be clear.
I mean, it still looked like ESPN to me.
It definitely gave ESPN.
It looked like ESPN to me.
So Issa's been playing flag football for what now? This was on Sunday.
5 years.
5. It's been 5?
Something like that.
Damn.
4 years?
Something like that. Anyway, this was her journey. She came home one day from school, said, I want to play flag football. I was like, really?
Because that is kind of random, but cool.
But I guess her PE coach at school was like, you should play flag football. They were playing it at, outside.
Right.
As a part of, their little outside activities. At any rate, come to find out, he actually coached the team in Staten Island. She goes on, and then her mother goes out and finds an all-girls flag league in Hackensack, New Jersey. She's making that move, and now, she drives all the way to Staten Island to play for a team called THT. They go to the World Championships, the Unrivaled Flag World Championships down in Orlando. There's 36 teams from all over the world as far as Mexico. I think that a team from Germany came.
All right.
Wow.
And a lot of these teams, if you don't know, flag football will be in the 2028 Summer Olympics in Los Angeles, men and women's.
Oh.
So that's kind of where I think this warm-up's about. The NFL's already started. Like, there's a Jets flag team.
Wait, so this whole thing could end with Issa in the Olympics? It could happen.
I don't know if she makes 2020. She's not old enough in 2020.
Right.
Well, that's good. Wouldn't it be better to make the next one?
I guess. Remember, so I don't know. I'm not quite sure how this works. Remember there was breakdancing in the Summer Olympics?
Do I remember?
Okay. But when they get to L.A., breakdancing, L.A. decided not to have breakdancing, but has other sports. So it's not as if when something pops up at the Olympics, it's always going to be a part of the Olympics. It's provisional. Is flag football provisional?
Probably.
It might be provisional. So I don't know if it's always going to be a part of the Olympics. Nonetheless, it's putting it on big display. There was an Under Armour commercial. Nike has women's flag commercials. It's like a thing. But anyway, Issa's team made it to the championship game, 10 and under, at the Unrivaled Flag Championships. We have a clip.
Here we go.
People might be. No, that's practice. That's her at practice. That's not the game.
All right, hold on. A little ESAT practice.
All right.
Let's go.
There we go. Here we go. This is the game. I think this was them trying to tie the game. Issa gets in the game. We don't have audio.
There's Issa. All right. This is so cool.
Well, it's just practice. This is light work.
No, this is the championship here.
No, the one before. Sorry, I'm on YouTube. I'm behind. I've seen this highlight. Y'all watch this mad time.
They used Issa as a decoy to get a touchdown. They're down 1 point.
What, like that little bump?
Look how focused she is.
I know.
It's about to happen. They will try and tie it up with an extra point.
No pressure, and I love that the quarterback didn't feel like she had to get it to dart it.
Why take Issa out? I don't like that.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Kev, man, he's coaching. He's coaching. It's prime time. You know what I mean? He had a different play in mind.
People away from actually who you
Wow,
want.
these girls look focused.
No, they're not playing games.
Brilliant tactics.
They're not playing.
No, they look really serious.
But anyway, salute to Issa, man. Little update on what's going on
That's
with young
amazing.
Issa
Man.
out there.
So if there's a world in which it becomes an Olympic sport, she's how old now? 10?
She's 11.
She's 11.
But she gets to play in 10U because her birthday is early August, so she makes the cutoff. So they keep her at 10U.
Got it. Okay. which probably helps make her a dominant figure.
Yes.
Oh, wait,
She's bigger than the girls.
Producer Crib just texted me, flag football is not merely provisional, but has been officially approved as the new sport of the 2028 Summer Olympics in Los Angeles.
So that means it'll stay?
Yes, it's going to stay.
Wow.
Oh, wow. So maybe Issa would, if that's what she wants.
So maybe she gets to, maybe then you get to go. The next one, she'd be 19.
Yeah.
I mean, that's going to be serious, by the way. 19-year-old. We're talking about looking serious in 10U.
No.
If they're 18, 19, no, serious.
Well, and
Let's see if she stays focused.
There was Issa's mom hit me saying one of the parents said that because they went this far in this, they may qualify for Junior Olympics.
Wow.
There might be a Junior Olympic
This
tournament.
is a lot.
This is serious. No, this is serious right now.
Serious business.
No,
Serious,
it's just-
serious business.
it's
Now,
no joke.
on to some real things going on in the world. Or, excuse me, should I say real-ish? Because that's just real life. This is
That's
real-ish.
real life. Also, smash that like button and share the show. You know what I'm saying? There are people gunning for us every day. There's blood in the water, folks.
Oh, blood's back in the water?
There's blood back in the water, folks.
Oh,
we
man.
need you to like. We need you to post this on your socials. Let people know.
Now, Jumaane Williams, if we get back into Tourette gate, Jumaane Williams has jumped on the social medias talking about his tick and kind of explaining because he has a similar tick.
Well, he has Tourette's.
He has Tourette's. But he said he had the same one as the man that blurted out during BAFTA.
No, he doesn't have that.
You're sure?
I'm pretty sure he has a different one, but he remember his mom saw a documentary about someone with a similar one. Wasn't that what it was? He doesn't have that same, because we've been around Jumaane mad times. His tick isn't blurting. His is physical.
He says in this clip. You have the clip? Run the clip.
All right. Okay.
When I was elected over 15, 16 years ago, I was thought to be the first elected official with Tourette syndrome. And thankfully, that is no longer the case. And people with corporalia only make up about 10 to 30% of people who
And that's what it
have
is,
Tourette syndrome.
corporalia.
It's important to remember that it's not just a lack of a filter, it's an involuntary compulsion, whether it's vocal or body movements, and it can also include very bad intrusive thoughts. Now, before I was diagnosed, my mother saw a 2020 special. It actually had a man who was white, and his tick was one of his ticks was the N-word. This was over 30 years ago. Now, obviously, we want to practice care when we're speaking about the person who has Tourette syndrome, who is the ticker, because they also require some grace and some consideration. You also have to provide empathy and care for people who are receiving it, like Delroy Lindo, like Michael B. Jordan, like the thousands, if not more, of people who heard it. They deserve some care and compassion as well, and I believe that's where the ball was dropped. I don't think there was enough care that was provided. And there's some ways I want to talk about how we could have and how BAFTA and others can do better in the future. Back to that 2020 special. That white man who had ticks of an N-word, what he used to say was nickels, pennies, and dimes. And he augmented it in a way. And I learned to do that when I was diagnosed.
See, that's interesting.
So I guess maybe he did have a vocal tick also.
Corporalia. Well, he's saying corporalia could be physical or verbal.
Yeah.
But I found it interesting because the special he's referencing says the man conditioned himself to say nickels, pennies, and dimes instead of the N-word.
But just so you know, he was still thinking the N-word.
I don't know. Is that what you trying to trigger me?
Well, no, because
you're not using care, Rosenberg.
No, because but I was trying to. We were having a conversation off the air, and I think we tried to get through this yesterday. Everyone keeps saying, why is that the word you say? I think that's us missing what the tick and compulsion is. The compulsion is to say that thing that you're not supposed to say.
Well, so for us unprofessionals that don't understand how the brain works, when
Speak for yourself.
When you understand how the brain works.
What?
Nice.
I went to Maryland, bro.
Bitch.
Well, I don't know why that is. See, Ebro,
compulsive. It just comes out. That's what I was thinking when you were talking. That's what I was thinking.
Why are you doing that?
Because he said intrusive thoughts.
Right, and yours was, shut up, bitch. And you had to push the button. He can't help but push the button.
You better shut your white mouth.
Oh, why do you have to bring that up?
So intrusive thoughts. Because it makes me think, as somebody who's not educated on this, why are you having these intrusive thoughts? Why? And I guess that's what they're trying to figure out with Tourette's. That's why it's a thing. The man 30 years ago that Jumaane's referencing was able to recondition himself.
Yeah, that's interesting.
But I wonder if that was done with research and later on in life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, and also maybe a particular the specialist you worked with has a method that they was like, hey, this, and other people are like, I don't even know you could do that.
Exactly.
Because I've never heard. Listen, I'm no expert. I've just seen some shows and some doc stuff on it. I didn't know you could recondition it and be like, hey, if you work on this word, that can be the word you say instead of. But it doesn't change the fact that the compulsion is there to say the bad thing. Yeah. That's the point, is that they are saying the bad thing. And I saw people in the comments yesterday, but why is that in your vocabulary?
I said that.
Every adult human knows all the bad words you're not supposed to say. It doesn't mean that you would say it. But you know it's there.
So you thought it.
If you.
But that's the piece people are trying to get to. Are you thinking it when it happens?
But it's more, to me, the way I understand it is I walk on stage. Ebro has this compulsion. I walk on stage. Ebro's just like, Jew face! Because he knows that he's a Jew. He's not thinking anything bad about it, but he knows that's what he is, and that's the most inappropriate thing is what comes out of your brain.
Yeah. I mean,
that's what I think it is.
No, I think what you're saying is correct. I don't know if it's acceptable to people who don't understand.
It's not. I don't know. But it's a real illness. Yeah, I know.
But it goes back to empathy, right? We were talking about empathy yesterday on the show and how hard it is sometimes to wrap your brain around what someone else is going through, right? And I think that applies to this Tourette situation, where you're trying to figure out, like, wait a minute. So you don't mean what you said, or you do mean what you said? Because that's what people are really trying to figure out. It's not about the blurting of the word. It's why did you think it? That's what people are thinking.
I get it. And once it's said,
but it's not that they're thinking it.
But that's what people want answers to. Did you think it or nah?
Well,
it's kind of like, wait, sorry, Laura. It's kind of like how people justify, was it the A or the ER?
Right.
Intention.
Right, the intention of it. Sure.
That's what people are trying. I believe people are trying to wrap your brain around that. Go ahead, Laura. I'm sorry.
Obviously, yes, they're thinking it. But what I was saying is, like, once it's said, there has to be a better way of handling it. I just didn't like the way people were just kind of like, hey, you know, he has a condition. Everybody, if you're offended,
no, that we all agree that was bad.
Well, it's like you need to hold space and be like, no, that was wrong.
No, the BAFTAs. Well, listen. They managed to edit out someone saying free Palestine.
So watch this. That's the part. Get Dejon Campbell's IG post. Let's just watch my brain. The amount of things they edited out. Oh, remember,
there was multiple things.
What?
Rosenberg.
So that's the real. Let's be honest.
That's the real
issue. Us breaking down Tourette's is different. It's to me, it's not about us breaking down Tourette's. I understand why people feel away.
We have it, Rasan. What they edited out of the BAFTAs, it's on the paper.
But it's good to have the conversation, just to educate.
It is. But people also need to ask themselves, you know, obviously everyone has the right to be more offended by the N-word than other words.
Yeah.
But would you feel the same way about it if it was a heavy person and he was just like, fat bitch, out of it? Like, would you feel away, or would you be like, oh man, that's Tourette's, that's crazy? But when it's about something that hurts us directly, we're less likely to have the empathy for it because it personally affects you.
It's personal.
It feels personal.
Of course it's personal.
But it doesn't change what the Tourette's is.
No, but the N-word is something that's so egregious. It's correct. So specific and so tied to history. Oh, and oh, by the way, you're white. And oh, by the way, BAFTAs edited out mad stuff and didn't edit that out?
No, well, that's
No, mad stuff, bro. It was an hour or 2 hour delay. Yeah, they chose not to edit it out. That's a choice.
Yeah, I have no idea how they could have done that.
Yeah,
that's not like just Juanito missing an edit or Rasan not having a clip.
You mean like yesterday when we did this whole segment about how offensive the N-word is, and then we played clips on the show that edited out the S-word and included the N-word? We're as bad as the BAFTAs.
Oh, God.
And no, don't you laugh. I mean, Bascom. He is the BAFTAs. His new nickname is Baftum. Rasan Baftum. He just left the N-word in.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's incredible.
But yeah, there was a free Palestine that they took out.
I heard.
And there was an
Well, no, there were other outbursts that
he had.
That the person had. That they edited out.
Oh, they're trolling it. Ebro, how do you not go to they just wanted people to talk about the BAFTAs. Not this many people outside the UK have never talked about the BAFTAs.
Never.
So maybe that's what they were going for. Although the BAFTAs is a really big deal. I don't know why you need to do that, but
Wait, so besides Free Palestine, what else?
Well, I wish I had the clip. I didn't take notes on it, but we don't have the clip ready to go.
Okay, all right.
So we could either sit here in silence while the clip gets ready, or
move on with our lives.
But the BAFTA edits,
Rasan BAFTA.
Rasan BAFTA. It was Free Palestine, which we covered.
And some regular curses.
And the BBC has now apologized this morning for not editing out the racial slur. Let's see here. We apologize that this was not edited out prior to the broadcast and will now be removed from the version on the BBC. There's a whole conspiracy theory about the guy who heads the BBC, one of the heads of the BBC, who's a big pro-Zionist, pro-Israel supporter, who obviously wanted the Free Palestine edited out, but had, now they're pointing at him, which they're like, yo, he's not going to get kicked off the BBC. He's not going to get kicked off the board at all.
Wow.
The fact that you would actually edit out Free Palestine as if it's a curse, a bad thing.
Let's see. We take full responsibility. I'm reading the BBC's note here.
Go ahead.
The ill part is we apologize if you were offended.
That's what I said yesterday.
Nah, it's so crazy. Let's see. Hannah Bilcher, the production designer from the film Sinners. This situation is almost impossible, but it happened 3 times that night. And one of the 3 times was directed at myself on the way to a dinner after the show. I understand and deeply know why this is an impossible situation. I know we must handle this with grace and continue to push through. But what made that situation worse was that throwaway of an apology. So most people are really pointing to that apology. Yeah. Do we have the clip yet, Rasan? The man says 2 seconds while we stall. Yo, do you know there's a list here? It says Ish Ebro sent, and it's there.
And it's so long. Today's he sent us a text, and he had so many clips in it. How could this be the only thing? Every thought Ebro had yesterday is a damn clip we have prepared for today.
That's right.
How not this one?
I don't know, man. Rasan BAFTA strikes again.
You think he's working with them, perhaps?
You think so?
I don't know.
With the BBC?
Have you ever seen them in the same room?
Now, we're going to get to Laura Stylez' rundown coming up soon. We also, do you have stuff for the lowdown today?
No.
Yo, Laura does not want to be in the doldrums in the mud.
It's like, I don't want to talk about Ray J anymore.
You don't want to talk about Ray J, 50 Cent, T.I.?
Is the T.I. thing low down?
It's kind of low down. You're talking about somebody's wife is getting family focused. Yeah. T.I. put up a music video sitting at dinner with his wife. I think it was his mom or his mother-in-law. I'm not sure which one it was.
Oh, I didn't see that.
It's like, this ain't going nowhere.
You have the clip? Let's hear it.
He's got it.
Here we go.
First BAFTA of the night for a vital part of movie making.
Yes, that was the N word with the hard R followed by the B word. And no, I do not mean British. And it all happened at the BAFTAs, basically the British Oscars. The man who shouted it, John Davidson. And he was there because his life inspired a nominated film that night. He has Tourette syndrome. Tourette's is a neurological condition that can include involuntary vocal tics. Now, I'm not a medical expert, but I'm an expert on being a black man by the name of Dejon. And I know this. Disability may explain the cause, but it does not erase the impact. The BBC broadcasted the BAFTAs on a 2-hour delay. During the broadcast, he also allegedly yelled out, that was edited out though. He also allegedly yelled, shut the up during another speech. That was also edited out. Akinola Davis Jr. said free Palestine in his speech, but that was edited out. But the N-word with the hard R, yeah, that aired. Oh, and it aired while Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Linda were standing on that stage. 2 black accomplished actors. I shouldn't have to say this, but the N-word carries history. That history is filled with violence and that history is filled with humiliation. Nearly an hour after that moment happened, the host read a statement that said,
tics you've heard tonight are involuntary, which means the person who has Tourette syndrome has no control over their language. We apologize if you were offended.
If? Okay, let's take that word if. If that had been another slur and at another community, would it have aired? Would it have taken nearly an hour?
bruh.
But that really isn't that?
That's the story.
That's the whole story. I understand why people want to. It makes sense why people start debating the Tourette's part, but that probably is getting us into silly conversations that we're out of our depth in. It really is just why did it air? Because if they'd done the right thing and gotten rid of it, we're never talking about this.
Never.
And Delroy Lindo and Michael B. Jordan never have to talk about it. They go, that was crazy, and they move on. Now it's a thing that lives on because they didn't do it. And they edited out regular curses. My man yelled, shut the F up during a speech.
And by the way, if they wanted to have force the conversation around Tourette's, which might be a healthy one,
right?
They could have kept some of the ones that were less egregious. Because shut the F up, nobody.
It's not polite, but it certainly doesn't have any history to it.
It's not the N word.
It is not.
It's not at all. So listen, the BBC put out another apology after that one that they aired.
The apology for the apology.
The apology for the apology.
It's crazy.
Stop of it.
But I can't help but feel, man, like it's constant when you're black. It just feels constant. It feels constant, like nonstop, that people want to have you in a constant state of like anger and like, why are you playing in my face? Because that is one of those. And it's coming from a government-run broadcast network. The BBC's run by the government.
But the BBC's also, like, generally speaking, from what we know of it, they're usually on the good side of stuff. Cover stuff fairly. I mean, they at least compared to American outlets, show us a lot of things we don't see.
Low bar.
Very low bar.
I know,
but they put on a lot of progressive programming. They've shown us a lot of great stuff.
Well, it was somebody's choice not to edit.
But someone made a choice.
We have multiple emails that came in, one from Tiffany and one from Ed in the UK, who Ed says that he grew up and lived for a few years with his cousin who has Tourette's.
Okay.
And he goes on to explain what Tourette's is. This is from our discussion yesterday. Tourette's can latch on to the worst possible thing to say in any given moment, the most shocking, the most forbidden, the most likely to get a reaction. I've seen my cousin shout bomb in an airport. I've seen him shout terrorist at someone wearing a hijab. I've even heard him verbally threaten to harm people he loves most in the world. None of this reflects who he is. He's kind, thoughtful, and deeply empathetic. But like Mr. Davidson, he's had strangers react viscerally as if what came out of his mouth was intentional and revealing. Yeah, because people don't know your cousin like that. Like, what?
Well, yeah, I understand that for sure.
You can still feel hurt by the word. You can still dislike hearing it, but it's important to separate impact from intent. With Tourette's, there is no intent. Who doesn't deserve grace is the BBC, and he goes on to talk about what we just talked about.
Yeah.
So shout to Ed from the UK. Time to get into the rundown. Laura, you ready?
Yeah, we can.
Laura got the rundown, turn that up. Hey. Screens on glow when she pull up. Hey. Headlines heavy, but we still cut up. Hey. Lights still flashing, we don't slow up.
So I don't know if you guys have seen that Governor Gavin Newsom is trending all over. Him and the Atlanta mayor, Andre Dickens, sat down for a conversation. There was an audience. Gavin Newsom was promoting his new book. Now, it was not a predominantly black audience. It was a very mixed audience. I just wanted to note that because that was something that was definitely called out. Now, I was very surprised when I saw this. So I didn't think anything of it, but then I see the first thing I saw was Nicki Minaj retweeting a post from an account called End Wokeness.
I've seen End Wokeness. I know their work.
They hide these algorithms.
I've seen them.
So Nicki retweets that and she says, his way of bonding with black people is to tell him how stupid he is and that he can't read. This means that my first read was correct. That when she was, talking ish about him. He's been handed so many things that he put in high positions that he never earned or deserved. Do you want to know? Hold on. Sorry, my phone is tripping. So I think we have a clip. Right, Rasan? Check this out.
This right-wing troll account called End Wokeness pulled out this 38-second clip out of context, and I'm going to play it for you right now.
I'm not trying to impress you. I'm just trying to impress upon you. I'm like you. I'm no better than you. I'm a 960 SAT guy. and I'm not trying to offend anyone, trying to act all there if you got 940. But literally a 960 SAT guy. I cannot, you've never seen me read a speech because I cannot read a speech.
Mayor Dickens asked this question.
What would you like for the reader to know more intimately about you and how those two separate lives that you had together and the tough decisions you made and the risk that you had to take, and even growing up with dyslexia and all that, like, what do you want us to take from that and where you are today?
And with that, I'm going to take you back to the end of that N-wokeness clip and see what Gavin Newsom said right afterwards.
Maybe the wrong business to be in. You know, my dyslexia, I haven't overcome dyslexia. I'm living with it. You know, I was the guy in the back of the classroom and my head down, just praying the teacher didn't call on me. I went through, I mean, I think I lost count of how many schools I had to go to.
And that's why no one who was there to hear Gavin Newsom's words was offended. Not the mayor or anyone in the audience. But of course, that didn't matter to the MAGA echo chamber.
And this IG post goes on to explain, as Laura just did, that most of the audience was not black. It wasn't an all-black audience.
No.
It just happened to be a black mayor.
Who was doing the interview.
Doing the interview.
That's what makes it so disingenuous. When he says, I'm like you, I have a 960, he's saying the proverbial you. He wasn't talking about the interviewer.
But this goes back.
He's talking about everyone. I'm just like everybody else.
Also living with dyslexia.
But this is the play they ran on Hillary with the hot sauce in the purse play.
Yep.
This is the play they ran on Biden with the if you don't vote for me, you ain't black play.
Yep.
The whole.
Yeah, these are all Breakfast Club plays.
The whole like internet running with this idea that the white politician is trying to connect to the black audience
in an offensive way.
Well, just lowest common denominator, stereotypical connection.
But that's also been the Republican trying to convince black people that Democrats are always placating them and you shouldn't be with Democrats.
Yes.
That's their playbook that they've had for a very long time.
Yes.
These people don't care about you. They're using you. We care about you. We just don't reflect it with any policy or anything
we're
that we do.
We're going to get rid of books. We're going to get rid of museums. We're going to get rid of history. We're going to erase history. Yeah. We're also going to defund things that support communities that happen to be black.
Yep.
Yeah, we're going to say Black Lives Matter is a terrorist organization. We're going to try to strip away, Martin Luther King's holiday. In fact, we didn't even want to give them a holiday in the first place. But it's the Democrats. They're really the bad side, and you should know that. Look how they talk to you. And in fact, the thing that concerns me is, Gavin, I did 960? Yo, my man, I don't know. You may have lost me, bro. 960? Listen, I have no problem.
And when Gavin was taking it, that was when, how many points?
No, that's the regular, that's from our childhood. That's 1,600.
Yeah, but you get how many points just for writing your name on it?
300.
Yeah. I think it's 300.
Like, listen, I have one friend who got a 960. I love him. He's a great guy. Our inside joke with him always was him going, I'm dumb. It was a joke. It's not really true. Anyone can have a 960.
You can have a bad test.
Of course you can. Yeah. But that is funny, though. To be trying to become the highest office in the land with a 960, I have to admit, it's actually quite relatable. It is cool that he shared that experience with people.
Well, and I think it's the dyslexia part. More than the 960. You're focused on the score.
Well, the dyslexia is what led to the 960.
Yeah, taking a test is very hard when you have dyslexia.
I would imagine so. Yeah.
Another news, Floyd Mayweather and
Speaking of bad test scores.
They're back, guys. They're back to face off in a professional boxing rematch.
You don't know what Floyd did on the SATs?
Floyd, let's not. Floyd struggles a bit. I don't know if he took SATs, but Floyd and reading are not friends. And if you've heard his beliefs on Israel over the last few years, reading is still not his friend.
Yeah, he's just he's on the grift. He's on that Israel
big on
grift.
The grift. So, but I will say, I am somewhat intrigued by, the Tyson Mayweather thing is absolutely absurd. And you guys say that, I say that as the biggest Tyson guy there is.
Yes.
No interest. I have no interest in seeing Mike Tyson, Floyd Mayweather. I don't. Sorry.
I don't even know how that works.
I want Mike to get a bag. Great. Sounds fun.
No, I literally, physically speaking, I don't know how this works.
It's silly.
What does this even look like?
It's going to be silly.
Because Floyd can still move based on training videos and things I've seen.
Yeah.
The last fights that we've seen of Mike trying to move were the very last one. He was not moving well.
No.
I don't even know how this works.
So they're still doing that for whatever reason. Now it seems like did Floyd really want to do that? Because now he's set up to have a real fight against Manny in September in Vegas.
Yep,
and they're saying, and that's the Sphere, which is fire. I am interested in what that's going to look like.
The back now.
Listen, they're both. Floyd turns 49 today, I think, and Manny's 47.
Yeah.
Manny's still fighting though. Manny's fought in the last year or so. I am curious to see if Floyd still looks good.
I didn't like the last Pacquiao Mayweather,
and that was like 8 years ago.
You're not gonna like this one. I hate to break it to everyone. They're using you, and we're all probably gonna spend the money.
But it's Netflix. Don't worry.
Netflix. Yeah.
Don't worry. You already spent the money.
Netflix is just throwing the bags around.
So don't worry about it. But I am interested. I am like, listen, of all the ridiculous stuff we've gotten over the last couple years, this is not as bad. This is better than Jake Paul.
No, you're right. What's the purse? Does anybody know?
I don't think we know the number yet.
I need to know the number.
Can I tell? Want me to give you a
100 million?
A hint? It's going to be a lot of money. They're going to make a lot of money. 50, 100.
How many? And this is going 10.
It's a
12?
real fight. So it's got to be 10 or 12 rounds. Proper gloves, the whole 9.
Let's see. First fight at the Sphere.
I mean, listen, it's ridiculous. Don't get me wrong, but you guys remember when George Foreman coming back was insane, and his comeback started when he was like 39, and people were like, "This is the oldest man we've ever seen trying to do anything."
I mean, Mike's 60. Mike's 60.
He's almost 60.
Crazy. Also,
Congratulations, you played yourself.
So The Voice is expanding its on-air team for season 29, adding Druski.
Okay, Druski, get the bag,
right?
okay.
I thought this was super. He's going to be a special commentator. He's covering The Voice Battle of the Champions, and according to Deadline, he's the first ever official commentator. And he's basically going to give all his opinions to Kelly Clarkson, John Legend, Adam Levine. So
they've created.
He's going to make
position.
jokes, guys. He's going to make jokes.
Yeah, they've created a position for him. Somebody saw the amount of social media pull that he gets.
That's right.
They gave him a huge bag. Loved that for him. I gotta say though, his eye for talent. I've seen his show. Do you guys think he's got the eye for talent based on his show? What's his show called?
Whatchamacallit Records.
Could have been.
Could have been Records.
Yeah. Could have been Records.
You think Could Have Been Records got the big signing? They got the eye.
Listen, I think this is a good fit for him, and I'm happy he bounced back because, excuse me, he did not get rave reviews at the NFL honors.
Really? I didn't even see that happened.
Nah, it wasn't good. If you don't, let me say this: if you're offended by the N-word at award shows, then you probably wouldn't have loved his moment at the NFL honors. He got up there with Barry Sanders. And I believe it was Barry Sanders, and he's giving the award to Njigba.
Oh yeah, I saw
from Seattle.
Oh yes,
I didn't see this at all.
And he basically intentionally said his name wrong as a joke, and basically said the N-word like 3 times in a row.
Yeah,
and no one was happy.
Yeah,
no one was happy.
Oh, that's not good. That's not what you.
Barry didn't look happy.
It was.
I think it was Barry, right?
You played.
Yeah, Barry didn't look happy. The NFL, I don't think, was happy. And Jigba, obviously, having the best season of his life. He's about to go to the Super Bowl. And
probably wasn't happy.
Probably don't want the N-word being played. He's probably had people play with that before.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Probably didn't like it. But Druski, I love this for him. This is a great bounce back because his videos, I was saying to someone the other day who didn't really know, like, they just like, Druski, another one of these, online, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, nah, bro. Druski's sketches are borderline brilliant. Like, they're really, really funny.
Well, and the amount of effort put into them.
No, he puts work in. They're really,
the film effort, the editing effort. Him and his team are doing work.
No, they are. And
it's overdue. And I see people saying it's overdue for a TV show or some sort of show. I agree with that. It ain't TV. It's a matter of him deciding, do I want to give you a weekly sketch comedy outside of social media? That's the convo. People throw this thing around like television is the end-all, be-all. It's not.
Well, and also remember, when he does these on his own and he drops them on social, they'll get, between the different platforms, we're talking about like 30 million views. No TV is getting that.
Well, and his YouTube, I'm sure, is caking.
Yeah.
For sure. Everything's caking off.
Because that's TV now.
No, you know what TV?
That's why we're here every day, 8 o'clock.
Correct. It's so much that other people want to even jack our style, blood in the water. But
blood in the water.
He's getting plenty of money doing what he's doing. The only TV that he does is commercials. T-Mobile, big national TV sports commercials.
Yeah.
So this is big for him.
No, it's cool. I'm excited for Druski, man.
All
Good for
right,
Druski.
guys, that was the rundown.
Laura got the rundown turned out.
Let's shout out some of this super chat too.
Headlines heavy, but we still cut up.
It's now an outro also.
Intro and outro.
Wow, I didn't know.
Super chat time.
Turbo J's back at it. Shouts to Issa out there locking down.
Yeah.
Word.
Cynthia Cunningham says, edit, Prince William is the president of BAFTA. That's all I'm going to say.
Hey.
I don't know if I know exactly what that means, but
She don't trust the Brits.
The Brits in general.
The English have a history.
That is facts. Sag Griffith says, let Devlin do the lowdown. Devlin's not here today. Pac-Man versus Floyd. Cell X23 says it has his attention. S. Sarati says, shout out to Coach Kev. Those girls are his life. ELR, keep up the great work.
There you go.
Got a Coach Kev fan in here.
All right, he knows who Coach Kev is out here coaching a lot of young ladies and a lot of young athletes down in Staten Island, too.
And Cell X23 also says, put 50 versus T.I. on the undercard for Manny versus Floyd.
They're not throwing hands. We can't even get 50 Cent to throw up raps.
Well, he'd be more
He'll
like...
He'll throw up memes. He'll do a meme battle.
That's about it.
Nah, that is true. He will throw up a meme. He's not throwing up a song and probably not throwing hands.
Definitely not throwing hands. And by the way, you don't want T.I., I don't believe, I mean, just weight class. 50 Cent used to box. Like, that's documented. I don't, I'm sure T.I. could do his thing. But just on a weight class, even if they're both actual
50's
boxers.
jacked up. 50's jacked up.
50's a big dude, man.
Who is out there you think that has the wit, the stick-to-itiveness, and the nastiness to truly go toe-to-toe with 50, where like when he starts...
Well, you also got to have the reach. 38 million
and you
on
got to
Instagram.
have the reach.
50 got
That's
38
tough.
million on Instagram.
Yeah. That's tough.
Who could that even be? Is there anyone out there who could really want it with him and go back and forth?
And you have to think outside of hip-hop.
I would have said Nicki before we found out she's half bots. Because 50s are real people. I don't think 50's paying bots. These are people who are engaged in stuff.
Yeah. 38 million. I don't know. I really don't know.
I don't know.
First name that came to my mind was just crazy enough to go off, but maybe that's because they matched up with an album release battle, was Kanye. But I don't think Kanye has the stick-to-itiveness. And he don't have the humor.
No, he doesn't.
That's the part, is 50's also coming with humor.
Now, 50's pretty funny. I mean, sometimes it's base, but it's funny. It's still generally funny. Yeah, I don't think Kanye has anymore either.
Yeah, no, the problem is nobody wants it with the 50 Cent. He's the 8-ball jacket man.
The chat is
of
like
the internet.
Busta Rhymes, the game.
Busta and 50 have thrown shots at each other. That's happened. Yeah, they definitely kind of did a little. I feel like I remember a little back and forth with a couple of memes.
Oh, yeah, that sounds right.
You know what I mean? But it didn't go. Then they ended up going on tour because it was 50 and Busta on that G Unit tour. That was just last year or the year before.
If someone's trying to make fun of 50 Cent, the number one best way to make fun of 50 is just the fact that he does this for an entire concert. That is a fact. That is a...
You want to smoke with 50?
No, but I'm just saying.
I feel like you teeing up. I feel like, yo, Fifth, you watching this?
That would be hot.
Now you watching it?
No.
Rosenberg's trying to figure out his angle.
That's the only angle anyone can have. What else are you going to say? He's successful in every other way.
Shirts too tight? Maybe his shirts are too tight.
No, his shirts are crazy tight, but he's in
See,
good
there you go. I baited you into
but
another.
he's in good shape.
Yo, Fifth, you seeing this guy?
That's the thing.
If I was in good shape, I'd wear tight
He's not
shirts
in the
too.
same shape he used to be.
No, see, 50, you see this? 50, you see this? Your man's on the bicycle calling you out, saying you're not in shape anymore. You know what, though? It would be good for the show.
God.
And he won't buy this location.
He's
not buying this.
He's not buying this one?
Nah, he's not buying this.
I don't know, bro. Bro got big money. I don't know what the lease is on this building.
But there's history.
Well, I think the piece of the Jim Jones Fab thing was they were in a deal with the owner of the building.
That's what that was?
I think the deal that they had so that they had the space was to give revenue from the show to pay for the space.
That makes sense.
Right? And then that way, 50 could come in and that's not our deal here. We don't have like a joint venture with the owner of the building. We're just paying.
No.
We're just paying to be here, straight up and down. Just cut the check.
Yeah,
but I guess if we fell behind, if we don't get sponsors,
Yeah, then we're in trouble.
I mean, we got the Patreon peoples, y'all coming through. The merch buying peoples, y'all coming through.
Yo, you know
the like and subscribe people, y'all helping the YouTube algorithm. I'm told commercials pop up pretty nicely. We're not in control of those commercials that pop up.
You can be. We're
not yet,
but we're not doing it yet.
Yeah.
Yesterday, the great Carl Banks texted me.
Okay.
He said, "I'm trying to buy merch, but it's sold out. Congratulations, but when's the restock?"
Dope. Thanks, Carl.
That's Carl Banks, bro.
Carl Banks.
That's the legend.
That's
We
fire.
out here.
He's one of the greatest linebackers of all time to you and me. What are we doing?
Listen, bro.
We need to get this man a shirt. That's starter. He owns starter. We could do merch. Should we do a starter? Should we do an EL Army starter jacket?
Ooh.
Or a jersey?
Will he collab with us?
No, the jacket would be hard though.
Yo,
the satin,
Carl, what's
the satin
happening?
warm up, the EL Army satin warm up, or
What
the
color?
old school.
But we're not doing Redskins colors.
No, I wouldn't want
Commanders.
that either. I wouldn't do that either.
Whatever they're called.
But you could do
Watch
like
football.
military, like the greenish kind of.
Can we do it?
The
ELR
military
Army green starter.
Kind of.
Would you do shiny material or like a?
You mean
like
satin?
A matte or the satin material or like a matte color.
Well, they only do. I mean,
Satin.
there's
They're all
they do satin, and then they do like pullovers and parkas and stuff again too.
Yeah.
You know, but
People
that
used
is
to love those pullovers back in the day.
what
I never liked them.
I still have my Penguin starter pullover. It's fire.
I don't know why I never liked them.
Why they're so good? The start.
I love the regular jacket. I was always the regular starter jacket guy.
No, the regular starter jacket was great too, but the pullover, I don't know. There's something about the look that I just always thought was great. But I see why you didn't like you. You just probably wouldn't like the idea of like pulling it over your head.
Yeah, I didn't like it. I still to this day don't really like a pullover.
Right, like I hear you, but they look great. Though.
Chat's debating. No satin, matte satin. But this could be a good idea. I think we should.
Well, we you guys, Carl Banks, he's still with starter, yes.
Yeah, it's his. He bought it. No, he got it.
We have not confirmed. We're just coming up with this right now.
Now he'd be up for it though, because him and I have talked about collabs before. He's very open.
Ooh, the EL Army starter collab. Also, I've started working on hats. A hat plug, like an actual New Era plug.
Ooh.
I don't know do we want actual fitted New Eras or do we want adjustables?
I think we want more dad hat and adjustable these days.
Really?
I don't know. I mean, we do have sort of an old fan base. You know what I'm saying? They're still wearing Timbs and the big
They
7
might
and
want
5/8 joint.
Yeah.
We should do a poll.
You guys want a starter fitted, starter adjustable, or dad hat?
You mean New Era?
A New Era, yeah.
I like the new. I would go New Era adjustable. I no longer wear. I have to admit, I no longer want to put
I wear fitted sometimes. I like fit.
But you don't wear them
rotate.
often.
No, I rotate. I just had one on at Easter's party. Had a Yankee Fear of God. It was like an old school wool fitted they made.
I always struggle with them and my ears.
Now they do have the low profiles that people like.
The low profiles are better for the ears.
Oh, why? Because the crown goes too low on
It
your...
goes to, and I have to choose between have my ears folded out or tuck them in.
You have to.
Yeah, but we
Neither's
can't
a
pick
good
merch.
choice.
Maybe you need to wear a smaller hat. Go with a smaller size.
I guess you're right, but then it's not fitting on the dome piece. My head only just gets bigger every year. It's oh, hey, yo.
Oh, shout to Blaze 73-11. Thank you for the love, the monetary love.
Nah, it's beautiful. Thanks. Yo, are we excited? I am. I don't know about we, but I am. Jay-Z, 30 years, Reasonable Doubt. They just put Dead Presidents 2 on the streaming services. Rosenberg, I saw you post the whole thing on your social media about it.
I did. I thought it was cool, just because I think a lot of people don't remember that anymore. That it wasn't Dead Presidents 2, about Dead Presidents, the original.
The original.
So he put out the original single now on streaming services, because when the album came out, it was a different version of the song.
That's right.
And you have to be sort of a nerd or a DJ to remember the original Dead Presidents. That was the video. That was that single cover of him driving. That whole version was kind of forgotten because they put the new lyrics version on the album. So I thought that was like a little warm-up, it seemed like, to get people ready for Reasonable Doubt 30.
It took me right back. I had a record pool at the time.
Okay.
I serviced DJs from from Northern California all the way to Seattle. Shout to Cutfather up in Seattle and his crew up there.
Oh yeah.
But I remember when that vinyl came in. It was highly anticipated.
You mean the priority one with the cover?
Yeah,
with the main one.
Yeah, with the main cover. Yeah.
You still have it, Rosenberg?
Oh yeah, of course. And before that, I have a Dead Presidents promo where the B-side is an album sampler.
Yeah.
And there's like 5 songs on the back, including Can't Knock the Hustle, without Mary J. Blige.
That's cool. That's cool.
I think it's just no singing. I think
there's no singing on
There's
the
just no singing at all. It's just the doom, 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 which I thought was fire. Man, y'all don't even know. What? I'm so down with Jay-Z from day one. I remember hearing having to get adjusted to the Mary J version. I'm like, okay, well, sing it. It's a little sing-songy, you know.
You was saying, keep it real.
Of course I was.
Hey, why you got this girl singing on the record?
We need another Mary. You got to get Mary on your album because it was 96.
Yeah.
If you get the Mary feature, that was the big marquee thing to do. He got the Mary feature. He got the Biggie feature. Are those the two big? Those are the two big features on the album.
Yep.
But now I'm excited to celebrate 30 years of Reasonable Doubt. I mean, I know we've celebrated it before. Let's be clear. The 10-year Reasonable Doubt album concert was a big deal.
2006.
That was a big deal. Yo, that was 20. It's been 20 since that.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I know.
Where was the concert again?
2006.
It was Radio City, I believe. I think he did Radio City in 2006. Yeah, I think my brother went and has the shirt.
That's fire. Yeah, well, he dropped his website, JZ30. I wonder what else he's going to...
Well, there's got to be vinyl.
Pop up.
There's going to be, I'm positive, there's going to be some sort of like museums and these sort of things, memorabilia.
I'm sure.
I mean, all of that sort of thing.
Because the Brooklyn Museum exhibition was amazing. That was really dope.
Brooklyn Library.
I mean, excuse me, the library.
Yeah.
I missed it.
Really cool. I really
You didn't go
enjoyed
over
it.
there for that?
No. Missed it.
It was dope.
I'm one of the 8 people in the industry who wasn't invited, so at that point I protested. Once the invite didn't come in, I wasn't going with the regular.
Was it an invite thing?
Yes.
At the beginning, it was invited.
Yes, of course.
I think I just went.
Well, you did because you're a good person and you live in Brooklyn.
Yeah, I just went. And it was.
I'm a bad person. I don't live in Brooklyn, so I was waiting for my invite.
offended.
Congratulations.
Come on.
You played yourself.
No, I am disappointed. It sounded pretty cool.
I wonder if
That
he's
was
going to
very
do
dope.
like a secret show. Imagine a little pop-up show.
You think Hov does a show?
Well, he did.
An intimate one would be fire.
I went to his last intimate show,
Which one?
the B-side show.
That was at Webster Hall?
2018 or
Terminal-
19.
That was at like Terminal
No, I think it was
5.
Webster Hall.
Webster Hall, I remember. Because I remember when you...
And he brought Nas out. He brought Cam out, if I recall. I went to that. I remember because it was during my bad days. I was solo
What are
dolo.
bad days?
I was not doing good. I was not doing good at that time, but I still went. I think I was like staying in a hotel or living God knows where.
no.
Oh,
But
what do you mean bad? Like relationship bad?
Yeah, like I was just out. I was out bouncing around in these streets.
Right.
But I did go. I think I rolled dolo to that show, and it was dope. It was dope. I'd be excited for listen. It's important to celebrate this piece. Like no matter how much like we celebrate Jay-Z, and it can get very big and lofty. And I'm not always big on focusing on his corporate exploits. Like everyone will be like, marveling at his business. I don't really care about that. Not that I don't think it's impressive, but like I'm not really big into the celebration of billionaires, no matter if I like them or not.
You're not even big in the celebration of business.
I'm not big in the celebration of business, and I'm certainly not big in the celebration of like billions of
You don't
dollars.
even like business.
Not particularly.
You hate business.
I wouldn't go that far. I like.
You're terrible at business.
That might be true too. But like, if I found out someone went from 0 to like $1 million, cool story, bro. What I hear, once we've gone from like 200 million to 900 million, I'm like, all right, man, I don't care anymore. But the celebration of Jay's music, I'll never get bored of. I mean, he's no matter
The art. You love the art.
The art is. He is, man. I was listening to a Jay-Z freestyle on Flex the other day from, I don't even remember which era it was from. Yo, man, he just had these moments that were so special. And we've gotten so removed from him, and he's become such a big, larger-than-life thing that it's easy to forget. That's the thing I always want him to remind people of. And that's why it's important to celebrate Reasonable Doubt 30,
And
because of that.
That's exactly why I think an intimate show would be super dope. It would just make it special.
What if he did? But why go intimate, though? Like, maybe go big arena. Maybe go MSG, though, for one Reasonable Doubt. You play the whole album
just one
at MSG. That would be fire, too.
I'm with whatever. Whatever they decide, I'm with it.
You haven't heard anything yet?
And obviously, guys, wishful thinking. We don't know anything.
Well, I'm going to try to dig into it.
Well, at least
Fine.
Rosenberg and I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, who knows?
Well, Rosenberg, you're a journalist. Are you doing any journaling on this Jay-Z thing? Since you were there at the beginning.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Any passion towards like really trying to?
Well, I believe it's 4 months and 14 days between now and the anniversary of Reasonable Doubt.
Really?
I believe that's right. Yes.
Okay, that's enough time.
That's enough time. So I was trying to think about, what would be a good method to do it? Is it a Patreon vehicle?
Okay.
Where we can play the music. Because that's the nice part, is that if we do it on Patreon, we could play music. So that way we could get some. I was looking at the producer track list for the album and seeing, like, obviously we can't get Clark on the show anymore.
I know.
But I have lots of Clark audio of Clark talking about.
Don't we have Clark? We have a lot of Clark.
Yeah, we do. We do from our show, and I have multiple one-eps with him.
Yeah.
But Primo will be fired. He's always great.
Yeah, Primo could come up here and do it. There's a lot of people who could do it, by the way. Ski, I don't think I've ever talked to Ski. I think that would be awesome.
Amazing. I don't know if anybody's talking to Ski.
Ski's around. And that's really my intro to Jay-Z. I know there's some people even before that. My intro to Jay-Z is not Hawaiian Sophie. I'm not that old school. I don't really remember Hawaiian Sophie like that. My intro to Jay-Z is really Original Flavor. And that was Ski's group, for people who don't realize.
Right.
Ski was the producer, the MC, and then Ski produced In My Lifetime, produced on this album, was a really, like, there are multiple people who are key. I was also thinking it would be great to get Dame.
Dame Dash.
Like, could Dame put aside any of the bullish and say, listen, we don't want to. We could do two conversations. If you want to have one where you just go Dame Dash and do your Dame Dash thing, knock yourself out. We'll give you the floor. We don't have to agree with what you're saying, but knock yourself out. But what we really want to do is put that aside and talk about the greatness that you were a part of building with him. Like, can he do that still? I think he can.
I saw a clip the other day. I'm not sure.
You're not?
I don't think so
I'm
either.
not convinced.
Dame, I have faith that you can have a conversation about the greatness of Reasonable Doubt coming together without it being about what's happened since. I think you can.
I just don't think he wants to.
But that's part of your legacy. That's part of your legacy too.
Wasn't there a clip where he was like, I don't want to talk about that man. Why
Yeah, that's
do I
what
talk
I'm
about
saying.
that man? And I was like, okay. That's why I'm assuming.
Because it goes back to what I said about 50 yesterday. Not everybody cares about the hip-hop culture like that anymore, bro. There's a lot of us that do, and there's some significant individuals that they just not here for all that, man. They're just not.
All that hipping and hopping.
They're not here. What's the bag looking like? What am I getting out of it? That's it.
And in some cases, and I would argue actually in the case of Dame and 50, that's kind of who they were from the beginning.
Yeah, it was all about the hustle.
It was all
about the hustle and getting money.
Jay and his music was the angle to getting money.
Well, and Jay cared about the craft and the art.
But that was his job. Biggs and Dame.
But also ultimately ended up caring about the hustle. I think it's how you go after the hustle.
Jay does care about the beauty of Jay is
he cares about both.
He definitely
but
still
that's
cares.
my point. My point is there are individuals that understand that when the art is great and the craftsmanship is great, you get to the bread that you've always wanted to get to.
Right.
Some people, it's just they clamoring, they hustling, they grabbing, they moving, they thrashing and burning.
Yeah. And it's a means to an end.
And it's a means to an
Let's
end.
get that. But, like, I think it's important with Jay-Z, we celebrate the music. And I know, listen, I'm not even looking at the chat. I'm sure there are some people being like, he's a billionaire monster. He's on Epstein Island. He's that. Yo, bro, when I hosted Rakim, I don't remember if I told you guys this or not. When I hosted at Rakim, it was a small show at SOB's, and I got on stage, and when I was doing my intro, I forget what I said, but I was trying to get to a point, and I just said the line casually, being silly. I said, as we sit here on Beyonce's Green Earth or something like that. Bro, I got like a handful of F-hers
Oh my
from the
God.
crowd. Like, these are from people who love hip-hop, but have been so poisoned by the all people who make money are ultimately evil. They're doing bad things. They don't have any... They're ignoring any of the things that she's saying culturally or, that are important. That sentiment exists.
No. People don't like rich people, especially really, really, really rich people. There's that, and then there's people who don't like, when you are black or brown or whatever community you come from, and they don't like that you're so out of reach for them.
I think that's it. I think that because Beyonce is never in any, never feeding into the BS. She's not the typical artist. Right now, we know everything about everybody. They share all their personal life. She doesn't. She protects her peace. And I think that people don't like that. They don't like that
It's
she's
true.
accessible.
Yeah, it annoys them.
Yeah.
Whereas I respect when you get to a certain ilk.
Yeah.
See, I'm the opposite. I think when you're on the come up, I expect you to have conversations and be outside and people get to know you. But then if you get to a certain place, I like when you become rare and more special. Now, I wish one day, I do think Beyonce is due for an actual conversation that has a back and forth that's not produced by her own production company.
And what do you mean by due? What does that mean?
Like, we haven't heard from her in a real... You just never hear from her conversationally. It would just be cool. Just as a fan, as a late fan, as someone who's become like a huge fan over the last 5 years, I'm like, man, in that time, she never has conversations.
I guess I empathize with people
who don't want to have conversations. We know.
Because I don't want to have conversations, especially about just like...
And imagine if you were Beyonce.
I would absolutely... My music, this is the only convo I want to have. My art. This is it. I don't... Is this enough? It's not enough, y'all?
I could see her dropping a book.
It's not enough that you guys know my children, speculate about my children, my husband.
We don't know enough.
You've seen my sister go off on an elevator. You've heard it all in the music.
What's the truth?
You know my mom. You know my dad. You know what my dad's gone through. It's all, and then I've written songs about it.
We
want the tea.
Yeah, we want.
What else do you want?
People, listen, even Michael talked every once in a while. Even Michael, wanted to get out there.
Michael lied, let's be honest.
Well, sometimes, sure.
A lot.
Sure, but I appreciate
We're talking about Michael Jackson.
Well, what other Michael we talking? Who else gets a first Michael? Jordan?
Jordan gets an MJ. Well, no, he gets an MJ. No, they both get an MJ, don't they?
If you're talking about basketball and you say Michael,
then
if you're not talking about basketball and you say Michael, it's Jackson.
Jackson, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
But we were talking about music, so I should have got it. But I believe that Michael gave you what he wanted to give you.
And when he felt he needed to because the things that were getting said about him were too bad, he had to get
because
out.
he didn't have social media.
That's true.
So he had to go to journalists. He had to go talk to people.
He had to fight against the wacko jacko of the New York Post.
Because he didn't have another outlet.
Right.
And he didn't have independence. Then you didn't have independent distribution. Imagine what Michael Jackson would have done with the ability to go straight to a DSP through Instagram.
I wonder if he would have ever done that. He never left Epic, right?
That's what. Yeah,
even until
He would have grown with the times.
Maybe. I don't know. Some people like that are too big to ever.
Prince didn't do a lot of interviews. He let his music talk.
Facts.
And he went independent and went direct to consumer early.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, very true. Prince and Michael were very different. We throw them in like conversation together. They're so different. Musically, what they were trying to do, how they operated. Prince was outside. Michael, as an older guy, was not outside.
Well, that was another thing. Prince was definitely just popping up places.
That
you could see him.
Yes.
Prince was so shady.
Michael was not outside. What after Thriller, he's not outside. It looks like the movie, by the way. It looks like the movie ends at like Thriller, right?
Like the play.
That's what it looks like, right?
That's what I've been told. Yeah, I haven't seen the movie, but
the trailer though, it looks like it's the dad. It's Joe talking about the tour and the Jacksons, and then you can clearly see Motown, the Motown anniversary show, and then you can see like the glove. You see that he's getting to Thriller.
Yeah,
but I think it ends there.
Do you where are you at on the conspiracies with Mike's Free Palestine song that goes around the internet all the time?
I haven't, Ebro. You know what? I haven't seen this.
You haven't seen this?
I haven't either.
The whole like Michael Jackson dying after he put out his Free Palestine song.
No.
And basically all of the like wacko jacko and all of the kids and all of the stories and all of this stuff coming for him after he put out his Free Palestine song.
Well, how many different things are they going to have for blaming the Jews for MJ? Because
but it's about Israel.
Yeah, but the first one was another blame the Jews. The other one was the Jews at the label were giving him a hard time. Are you saying it's connected?
I don't know if it's connected.
Because that was...
I don't know that. I'm not that deep in the conspiracy. I was just wondering if you saw it.
I never seen that. I know the Jews at the labels wouldn't let him do anything, and so that's when he did sue me, Jew me, kick me, kike me.
But wasn't that Tommy Mottola? He wasn't Jewish. He was Italian.
Was it Tommy Mottola? No. Tommy Mottola was Colombia.
But that was Sony. He was head of Sony at the time, I thought.
Well, then why did Michael say sue me, Jew me?
Maybe because of the lawyers were Jewish? I don't know.
Maybe we shouldn't look into that lyric. Maybe it wasn't a great lyric to start out with.
God. All right.
In retrospect.
All right.
But wait, so no, there's another one that says he made a pro-Palestine song?
Yeah, he has a pro-Palestine song on the internet.
What do you mean on the internet?
Because I don't know if it ever actually came out.
Yes. I gotta.
Did it come out or not? I'm asking Gemini.
Ask Claude.
What, yo, are you working for Claude?
Nah, I just keep
Does
hearing
Michael
people
Jackson
talk about
have
Claude.
an actual song about freeing Palestine? Let's see what Gemini says. Come on, Gemini. The short answer is Michael Jackson never released or recorded a studio song about Palestine. However, there is a real physical piece of history that links him to the subject. Here's the breakdown. Thank you, Gemini. The Palestine Don't Cry poem, 1993. While there's no recording, Michael Jackson did write a poem or working lyrics titled Palestine Don't Cry in 1993. The lyrics were written on a British Airways Concorde stationery. These handwritten sheets surfaced publicly when they were sold at a Julian's auction event in 2014. The text includes lines such as, "I will pray for you, O Palestine, God's place for you." It never progressed past the writing stage. There's no evidence that a demo or professional recording was ever made by Michael. The AI misconception, 2024 to 2026. So yeah, now videos have gone viral, but it's not.
It's not a record. It's just a poem.
No, it does say they don't care about us. People often associate MJ with the Palestinian cause because of his 1995 hit, They Don't Care About Us. While the song was originally written about police brutality and social injustice in the United States, specifically the Rodney King beating, its lyrics about human rights and government neglect have made it a popular anthem for various global movements, including those in Palestine. I love that it just includes, though. It does include "Sue me, Jew me, kick me, kike me."
Oh, wait, in the Gemini thing?
No, but I just hate that he included that and They Don't Care About Us.
Oh, right.
Because he was mad about the label thing and whatever Jewish person he was having a bad time with at that moment.
Hey, listen, man.
Hey, we all make a song every once in a while and say, "Zoomy, Jimmy, Kimmy, Kimmy."
I mean, you know, people yell out the N-word at
And people yell at the N-word at the By the way, it's so funny, though, like, the source of the thing matters so much. Like, there's so much to say about Michael, right? There's so much problematic stuff that exists. And I firmly decided, like, I am choosing to not believe the bad.
See, I'm not there. I'm not with you.
Enjoy the music.
I have to. There's many different Michaels.
We know.
I love Michael up to Thriller. Then it gets 1-2 skip a few after Thriller.
Well, no. The 1-2 skip a few isn't what we're talking about. We're talking about the
well, even the not just the music. I'm saying even the life and everything. Everything after Thriller is like, okay.
Yeah. I just don't know.
I truthfully don't know either, Laura. I'm saying what I choose to do.
Right.
Although I'm not gonna lie, guys, I did something bad the other day.
What?
When I DJ'd that private party the other day.
Oh God! Don't tell me you played R. Kelly.
I played.
Of course you did.
Step in the Name of Love.
No, I played. I played Best of Both Worlds.
Oh God!
Wow. And I just wanna take you home. I love those records. I do.
What the audience do? They kept dancing.
Yeah, they did. And the husband and the husband of the birthday girl is from Chicago. So after I played the second one, he was like. And I was kind of joking about how, like, I did feel a little inappropriate playing it, but, like, I do have a separation when I'm playing.
Why are you having a confessional up here about playing some songs?
I did. I like that.
He posted on his IG, "I'm playing everything tonight."
Oh, yeah.
I knew it. I was like, he's gonna
I was playing Kanye, too. I was playing Kanye. I was like, Jew haters, molesters, they're all getting played tonight. I'm DJing. I wanted to hear. You don't like Best of Both Worlds?
If I'm going to choose an R. Kelly song at a party, I'm not choosing that one. If I'm going to play an R. Kelly song.
Okay, so you're forced to. It's Step in the Name of Love?
I'm playing Step in the Name of Love.
Yeah, that's a good. It would have been a different time of the night, but yes, it's at the right time. Yeah. That record used to be.
And another one that kind of gets a pass from me is "I Believe I Can Fly."
I mean, because it doesn't even feel like an R. Kelly record.
Right. It's just so.
It feels like just a graduation.
Yeah.
It's not even. That's R. Kelly?
Yeah.
But it is.
Ignition?
I'm not. Can I be honest with y'all? Ignition.
You never liked Ignition.
No.
That's what I thought he was going to say.
No, I'm going to tell you what pissed me off about Ignition back then.
So much.
No. The song was cool, man. I like it. People acting like because he likened a woman to a car and he wanted to put his key in her ignition was genius.
No, they didn't. Who did that?
So many. out of here. So many people was like, this is genius. I was like, no, it's not. What are you talking about?
The genius of R. Kelly, if there's genius, is just it's just the way that he is on the song. The words were never genius.
There you go.
The only
words were gross.
His production, the actual sound of I played Fiesta too. That's how it started.
Okay.
I played the original, not the remix. You know,
By the way, and I'm not saying Ignition's not a bop, Fiesta's I'm not saying that. It was good.
People did too much with it, though.
It was doing, you jumped out the window. But I was also never a R. Kelly's a genius guy. Only because
it was derivative, and you knew it was.
I knew it was derivative of Aaron Hall. I knew it was derivative of the Isley Brothers. I knew what he was doing, and it doesn't make it bad. I'm not saying it was bad.
And the production was still like.
But acting like R. Kelly was Stevie Wonder at the time, I wasn't doing that.
I feel you.
Wasn't doing.
Well, no, he lyrically was always so devoid. Like his lyrics always made me go, I like him. I either like him in spite of the lyrics, or I love the music and I laugh at the lyrics. That to me, like, I don't know if you ever listened to Loveland, the unreleased album that came out at the time. That was like a big thing.
I don't think I did.
Because he put out Chocolate Factory, but Loveland was like the underground one it was fire producing. But again, the words are just, from the beginning, he was saying things that I was like, this is all very suspect to me. But I just found his actual production.
But by the way,
crazy.
and for the R. Kelly fans and everybody watching right now that's still playing 12 play like it just came out.
No, stop.
No, I like it. I really do. I really like it.
Do you like the support?
Say again?
You said you like the support?
No, he's saying he likes the music.
I like the music.
Not the support.
I like the music.
He's not co-signing the support.
Anytime I see people, I don't know.
No.
But
by the way, this is I'm removing the R. Kelly's innocent crowd or free R. Kelly crowd. I'm not even talking to y'all. I'm talking to people who are just kind of like, yo, I still like the music. I still play the music. I'm not going to not play the music. That's fine if that's what you want to be on. All I'm saying is I was just never over the top on R. Kelly. That's all I'm saying.
Laura, where are you at?
There was a post recently, I think it was like last week, of like people celebrating because new R. Kelly music was supposed to come out, and I think it was like Teddy Riley behind it. And then he came out and was like, no, never mind, I'm not doing it. The amount of people who were celebrating, I cannot wait.
Nah, stop.
Yes, I was just looking through all of them.
Were y'all celebrating? And were they even celebrating the last albums he put out before this all happened?
Ew.
Now you're going to celebrate him more? That's crazy. Bro. You weren't celebrating before this all happened. Now you're celebrating? I think the most egregious thing R. Kelly ever did, besides the egregious things that R. Kelly did, was how on Fiesta Remix you get Hove to start the song. How you still include the Boo and Gotti verses? It's over, bro. Put Jay-Z on and move on, okay? Now I still got to put Boo and Gotti on here.
Come on, man. Why are people catching strays on here, man?
No, shouts to Boo and Gotti. They did their thing on the record, but when you look at the features, it looks nuts.
Look, man, guys. R. Kelly called himself the Pied Piper, and you guys was okay with it. I wasn't okay with it. Him running around in the little mask like he was the Hamburglar, y'all was cool with that. I wasn't cool with that. I was vocally not cool with that.
It was
like I had been not cool with R. Kelly antics for a long time. If there was the internet, it would be well documented. I was vocal about it. I think I was vocal about it. Wasn't there an event that we was at? I was like, I'm not doing an event with R. Kelly. I don't care. I'm not doing it. It's before he went to jail, all of that.
Yeah.
I've been on that.
I did the event.
I know.
In retrospect, not a great look. Not a great look. I was still hanging on. It was the Pied Piper stuff was insane. The fact that we weren't all collectively like, no, he's admitting publicly what's going on here. He's calling himself the Pied Piper.
I come through town playing music and walk out with your children?
Yeah, I had to look it up. I'm like, what was the Pied Piper again?
And then even when you look at Aaliyah's like the covers and you see him in the background, it's just so creepy, bro. All of it.
Lurking in the back.
Just gross. Like,
anyways, we ruined the fun. I played Best of Both Worlds. I had a good moment.
All right.
No, but by the way,
I'm not streaming the men's music.
But by the way, I'm just saying, like, that's not even that egregious. Like, okay, you played Best of Both, some songs that people like from some guy that we don't like. Like, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen with Diddy too. Like,
no, it's gonna be Diddy.
It happens with Mike. It happens. You know what I mean? It's gonna happen.
Michael. You went back to Mike. Now I'm confused. Now I don't know what you're talking about. Mike Jordan? I'm so confused. Hey, get well to Elliot Wilson, man.
Yeah, man.
Elliot posted that he had cardiac surgery.
Elliot, man, get well, brother. Stay healthy. There he goes. Elliot posted this photo right here. Damn.
Damn, yo, his chest is split up.
Yeah. It opens you up, God.
Yo, Elliot, man, I talked to Elliot recently. I did not know.
I had no idea Elliot was dealing with some health stuff.
No, me neither. Me neither, man.
Literally this morning.
Yeah, that was the first time I knew. But sending you love, bro. I'm glad you you caught whatever it was.
Fact. Well, and in the caption it said that's the first of 3 surgeries or something that he's got. Did I read that right?
Wow. I'm wishing him the best.
So he's got a long journey here, bro.
No, I got to hit him today, bro. Sending you the best, man.
Yo, it's Ebro Rosenberg. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks to everybody in the Super Chat. Thanks for everybody. We got a new Patreon dropping tomorrow, right, Laura?
We are. It's coming. And hit that like button, please. Hit that like button. Subscribe, share. Tell everyone that we're here each and every morning at 8 a.m.
Hey, Rasan, if it's on the sheet, can we have the...
Okay.
Can you and Griff go over the sheet? The show?
Grim BK says he'd love another Jay-Z Reasonable Doubt concert. He was too broke for the last one. Create Like Mike wants us to watch the On the Radar Cypher with Ray Vaughn.
Oh, I loved it, by the way. Shout to On the Radar. Watch the whole Cypher. Loved it. Rosenberg, you want to catch up on some young, dope MCs?
I saw. I've not watched it yet, but I saw that they did that.
No, watch it. If you guys want to catch up on what's going on with some young, dope MCs from all over the country, On the Radar did something incredible.
And shout out to Nebula Will Nil, who said, I've been about B since Sasha Fierce. After a certain amount of wealth, it's hard for me to believe she still believes what she's speaking on. Okay.
Well,
yeah, Turbo J just kept giving us money, and Moreno the man.
Turbo J, what you do for a living, God?
Yeah, he's coming through. Moreno the man came through again. Said, follow me at Moreno172.
There it is. Ebro Rosenberg. We'll see you tomorrow, 8 a.m. live.